Hello guys, welcome to C4C Code for Change. Let's get started.
Hello guys, today in this video we are going to see about two-dimensional array. So previously we have seen one-dimensional array. Suppose let us take an example. The person Ravi got some marks like this in 5 subjects. Okay, 52, 53, 54. So this is a single dimensional array because its marks are arranged in a single row. Suppose let us take in a class. Suppose just take with Ravi, along there are some of his friends. Okay, so these are his both friends. I want to store all these three student marks. So now I will use like this: 50, 51, 52, 53, 54 here. So 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. Okay, here 70, 71, 72, 73, 74. Okay, so these are the, so for Ravi his marks are this one, for Chanu his marks are this one, for Ramesh his marks are this one. Okay, see here, these are row first, this one is stored in one row, and here this one is stored in another row, and this one is stored in another row. So I will just separate it. So this is called a two-dimensional array. Okay, so which contains total 3 rows and total 5 columns. Okay, sorry. So total 5 columns and total 3 rows. So this is first row, and this is second row, and this is third row, and this is first column, and this is second column, this is third column, this is fourth column, and this is fifth column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let us take, suppose from the second row I want fifth column element. So this is an second row, and this is a fifth column element. Okay, these both will combine here. So 64 is our element. Let us take third row, and I want second column element. This is third row, and this is second column element. So they will combine here. So 71 is my element. Okay, this is about the two-dimensional arrays. So we can say that, so the definition of 2D array is containing more than one row and one column. So containing more than one row and one column. So that is the definition of a multi-dimensional array. So it contains two more. Okay, so next, so how we are creating a multi-dimensional array in the Java. Okay, see, let us see example, this one only. I want to create an array for this example. How we are going to do this? Let us see here. So int okay, x, sorry, int marks. So we will use two braces. Okay, so what are these two braces? Why are we using these two square braces? Let us see. Okay, so we will use flower braces. Within that we want to create 3 rows. That's why, so within the main flower braces we are using 3 sub flower braces. Okay, so first row contains 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. Okay, now the second row contains 60, 61, 62, 63 comma 64. Okay, now the third row contains 70 comma 71 comma 72 comma 73 comma 74. Okay, so this is the one way of creating an array in the Java. Now how JVM will allocate the memory? So it will just create some blocks of memory like this. So we are creating 3 rows, that's why it creates 3 blocks, and again these 3 blocks are divided into some sections again. Okay, likewise it is going to divide. So first row is divided into 5 sections, and again second row is divided into 5 sections, and again third row is going to be divided into 5 sections because it is an array. And now here, so how now the storing is, it's going to happen like this: 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, and here also like this: 60, 61, 62, 63, and here 64. And here also for the third row the same gonna happen: 70, 71, 72, 73, and 74. So we know index is going to start with 1, sorry 0. So here it is 0, and here 1, and here it is 2, and here also 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one is one type of creating a array. Now we will see how we are going to create second one. So int marks is equals to new int. Now here we are going to declare its dimensions. So here for the first brace we are going to declare the number of rows. For the second brace we are going to declare the number of columns. Okay, after doing that we will initialize each and every variable like this. So 0 and 0 is equals to 50. For marks, 0 and 1 is equals to 51. So likewise we are going to initialize each and every element. Okay, this is the method which we are going to use in Java. This is also useful, but when we are entering the data from the keyboard, so this is the best way for creating an array. Now let us see here in coding part. So this is one. Now let us see how we are going to create an array and display that in matrix form. Okay, first we will gonna write accept number of rows and columns. Okay, so first we are going to write system dot out dot println, we enter how many rows and columns. Okay, we are supposed to use scanner now, so that's why now I am creating a object for scanner. Scanner SC is equals to new scanner of system dot in. So this one is capitals. Okay, now input R is equals to SC dot next int. Next int C is equals to SC dot next int. Now creating and storing elements into array. Okay, so how we are going to first one creating an array. So this is the method which we are going to use now. Let us see here, int, okay, marks. So we are going to use no simple flexes is equals to new, sorry, okay, new int. Within that first square base we are going to use rows, and the second square base we are going to use columns. So here this is the variable. So this is the variable for indicating number of rows, and this is the variable for indicating number of columns. Now after creating, we are going to store the elements into it. System.out.println. So enter elements. So for int I is equals to 0, I less than or I plus plus. So within that for loop, what I want to do, I want to use another for loop for int j is equals to 0, j less than c, j plus plus. So for this marks, sorry, first row rows, first braces rows, and the second braces is columns, is equals to sc dot next int. So now I want to print it. So this is the looping condition. I am copying these loopings and printing elements in matrix format. Okay. So now I am pasting the same looping condition. So within that, what I am going to change, see here. So system.out.println, I am using just this variable. So after that, plus some spacing. So after every row, you want to print, you want to move to next line. That's why we are using system.out.println. Okay. So this is the whole program to accept the elements from the keyboard and printing the elements in matrix format. Now let us check here. So enter how many rows. I am entering 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay, 3 into 4, 12. Okay, now let us check. 1 enter, 2 enter, 3 enter, 4 enter, 5 enter, 6 enter, 7 enter, 8 enter, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, now let us check once again the code. Oh, okay, sorry, here we don't have to use system.println. Okay, now let us check again. So I'm just using with small numbers. Okay, let us take big numbers only. So what is our matrix here? 3 rows and 5 columns. Okay, 3 into 5. So okay, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 70, 71, sorry, 71, 72, 73, 74. See now, this is the matrix format. So this is same as this one. Okay, this is same as this one. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to print. So now I will do another thing. So I will just use 3 by 3 matrix. So 1 enter, 2 enter, 3 enter, 4 enter, 5 enter, 6 enter, 7 enter, 8 enter, 9. See, now this is the matrix. Now I want to print the transpose of this matrix. See how I am going to do it here. So in this I am going to change here C and here R and here I and here J. Now let us see what will happen. See, 3 by 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now see here. So this is the transpose of the given matrix. Okay. Now we have seen about the full length of a matrices. Now I am going to give you some question. Suppose let us take one simple matrix is some. Okay. So int altogether number, it is a matrix. I am assigning with 101, comma 1002, 1003, 1004, comma 1005. So this is one matrix. So I am taking another matrix as like this. So 100, comma 200, comma 300, comma 400, comma 500. Okay, these both are matrices. Now what I want is, suppose if I have entered the hall ticket number as 1003, now I want to get output as 300. Okay, so for 1003 the marks are 300. So for the respective hall ticket number I want to get its respective marks. So how I am going to do that here, let us see. So for int I is equal to 0, comma I less than 5, comma I plus plus. Now so I want to enter hall ticket number. Okay, system dot out dot println, enter your hall ticket number to get your results. Okay, now I want to get it, and n is equals to sc dot next int. Okay, now I am using another variable, and 10 is equals to, so this one let us take h, and this one let us take m. So I am just initializing with 0. Okay, now so within the loop what I will do is, within the for loop what I am going to do is, hall ticket number of I so is equal to h, which I am going to enter from the keyboard. Okay, then what I will do, I will initialize the marks with marks of I. Okay, so this is the logic. So if hall ticket number is equals to what I have entered, then for the variable m, the marks will be m of I. So marks will be marks of I. Now I am going to print it. System dot out dot println. So sorry, I will use printf. Let us see here, printf marks obtained by percentage d h number is percentage d marks. That is first hall ticket number, that is h, comma marks is m. Now let us see here, this is semicolon. Now let us check here. See, enter your hall ticket number to get results. Okay, 1002. Okay. So this is B. Sorry. Okay, now let us check. 1001. See now marks obtained by 1001 is 100 marks. So now again 1003. So marks obtained by 1003, hall ticket number is 300 marks. Okay. So in the next video we are going to see about jogged arrays. Thank you guys for watching my video. If you like my video, hit the like button and also share my video with your friends. For future videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below.